Angkor Wat is widely considered the largest religious monument in the world. For decades, the historical consensus has painted this massive Cambodian complex as a passive stone mausoleum, a grand, decorative resting place built for ancient kings. But when you climb into the 200-foot central tower, the architecture tells a different story. Look closely at these rough walls blocking the corridors. Later civilizations stacked these poorly aligned blocks and carved giant Buddhas directly over the original entrances. The idol that originally stood in this central chamber didn't survive the renovation. This heavy, 8-armed Vishnu statue was violently removed and dragged out into the elements. It now stands near a distant outer doorway, completely stripped of its original context. Someone went to immense, painstaking effort to brick up the central heart of this complex. These crude modifications point to a deliberate cover-up. Whatever originally sat at the very center of Angkor Wat was considered so important, or perhaps so dangerous, that subsequent generations felt compelled to seal it away from history. Modern archaeologists eventually looked past the bricked-up walls and found a profound structural anomaly. At the very top of the 65-meter spire is a precise opening. Directly below it, perfectly aligned with that overhead gap, a vertical shaft drops 90 feet straight down into the earth, leading to a hidden underground chamber. At the bottom of that dark shaft sat a heavy rectangular stone box. Look at the gap beneath its thick lid. What makes this specific container so unusual is a 3-inch hole bored directly into the top cover. Because of its perfect alignment with the tower above, this hole was positioned to catch intense, direct solar radiation at exactly noon. While the contents of this exact box were looted long ago, archaeologists have discovered identical, intact stone boxes in the immediate surrounding area. Inside, they found quartz crystals, a substance resembling modern silica gel, and strands of bronze wire. The combination of these specific materials, quartz for energy conversion, silica for storage, and bronze for transmission, mirrors the basic blueprint of a modern solar device. When placed at the base of a 90-foot vertical light shaft, the box functions as a focused destination for peak solar radiation. To understand how this machine worked, we have to look at the building materials. The Khmer Empire moved 5 million tons of stone to construct Angkor Wat. They specifically sought out an iron-rich rock called feldspathic arenite. This specific sandstone contains trace amounts of magnetite, giving the entire temple complex an unusually high magnetic susceptibility. This schematic maps the massive effort to source magnetic rock. On the left, a 35-kilometer conduit route originates from Kulin Mountain. This distance matches cosmic time cycles, yugas, measured in 108 and 432 intervals. On the right, the 432 interval correlates perfectly with the temple's moat. Thousands of years ago, humanity discovered that certain heavy, iron-rich stones possessed an invisible, powerful force of attraction. Before we had a vocabulary for physics, early cultures recognized the magical properties of magnetic rock. The builders placed millions of tons of this specific, magnetic-laced sandstone into a mathematically precise grid, creating a concentrated magnetic anomaly on the Earth's surface. This massive magnetic chassis was built around a highly calibrated focal point. The central tower, known as a prang, rises 65 meters into the sky with truly profound astronomical precision. On the morning of the spring equinox, the sun rises perfectly over its apex, funneling direct solar radiation straight down its vertical axis. To grasp what the sun is actually doing to this structure, we have to jump forward to the 19th century. Physicists like Michael Faraday, and later James Clerk Maxwell, proved that magnetism and light are not separate phenomena, they are the exact same force. They defined this unified force as the electromagnetic field. Visible light, like the solar rays striking the prang, is simply a wave of energy vibrating and traveling through this invisible, omnipresent field. As that light hits the tower, the physical structure responds. The sandstone blocks were stacked using a technique called dry masonry corbelling, relying purely on weight and friction without any mortar. This creates a massive, slightly flexible acoustic resonance chamber. Scientific measurements confirm these central towers have a continuous structural vibration, a fundamental frequency of 2.8 Hz. This continuous vibration triggers a well-documented physical law known as piezoelectricity. When you apply continuous vibration to certain materials, like the quartz crystals found in the stone boxes beneath the temple, they generate a steady electrical current. The architecture aligns three physical phenomena into a single path: an antenna to collect waves, a shaft to focus them, and quartz to generate charge. This specific arrangement of geometry and minerals mirrors the operational requirements of a power-generating system. This technical schematic highlights a remarkable parallel. Looking at the left side of the diagram, the physical architecture of the temple perfectly mirrors the ancient Hindu and Buddhist mythological descriptions of Mount Meru, the legendary towering axis that sits at the very center of the cosmos. The physical data from the Angkor Peak directly confirms the mythological claims of the Meru field. The legends of a cosmic pillar channeling heavenly power align with the magnetic susceptibility and 65-meter solar antenna of the physical Angkor ruins. Physics defines mass through Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared. This tells us that physical matter is not solid stuff, but densely packed energy. A heavy stone block is a localized vortex of trapped light, slowing down and vibrating in the electromagnetic field. The Khmer architects understood this interaction between energy and matter. They aligned millions of tons of magnetic rock to catch the sun, creating a physical system designed to manipulate the energy trapped within the stone.